Hi there, it's Dr. Pete again with another important asthma video for you. Today we're going to talk about environmental control. Now what that means is that in a previous video we talked to you about finding triggers for your child's asthma. If you can figure out what their trigger is, there are a lot of things that you'd be able to do in your home to make it so that your child is less likely to have a reaction. A lot of times these are going to be if your child has a trigger to certain kinds of allergies. There are very specific things you can do to decrease that exposure. So that's what we were talking about with allergies. And so let's talk about a few of the things that we see commonly. So the next thing we'll talk about is if your child has a reaction to dust mites, this is something where you can really make a big difference for them by going to a store that sells goods for your home, like Target or Bed Bath & Beyond, and find a mattress and pillow cover. So believe it or not, these tiny little dust mites are so little they can live inside your mattress or your pillow, which I know is kind of gross to think about. But if you put this plastic coating or covering on your child's pillow and their mattress, then when they're sleeping, the reaction will be much less. In fact, it really won't happen. And that really makes a big difference for kids who have a dust mite allergy. In addition, it's really important to make sure that you're washing the child's bed linens in really hot water to kill those little dust mites at least once a week and changing those out frequently. So that's a thing that you can do that will really help kids who might have a trigger with dust mites. Another trigger would be for kids who have pollen or mold allergy. What we want to do for that, and this sometimes easy to do, dust mite or pollen or mold, easy to do is to make sure you're running your air conditioner. So the air conditioner, especially when you use a dehumidifier, keeps your house nice and dry to try to prevent mold growth, and it also controls the pollen levels in your house. Now, it's hard to completely avoid pollen, obviously. If you live in parts of the world where there's lots of pollen production, then it's going to be hard, but if your child has at least a refuge in your home or in your car to have the air conditioner running, keep the windows closed. In the cooler months of the year, sometimes that's hard because it's nice to open up the windows and get some fresh air. But for children who suffer from allergies, you want to avoid that temptation and just keep the air conditioner on to keep the air nice and clean. Last but not least, we'll talk about animals and pets in specific. So sometimes, and this is not a happy message, but sometimes if your child is allergic to a pet that's in your home, the best solution might be to find another home for that pet. You might be able to have the pet go live with a different family member or something like that. But otherwise, there are some kids who, as long as the pet stays out of their bedroom and stays off of their bed and their pillow, that the child can still have enjoy time with the pet in the house without having that animal trigger their asthma symptoms. So lots of things you can do. You can talk to your doctor if you've got specific questions or other triggers that you're wondering if there's some way that you can help to get some environmental control as a way to prevent your child from having trouble with their asthma. Because at ESSA Health, we want you well.